What is going on, y'all? It's your boy TB here at S&B coming back at ya. Double upload today, boys. Um, we got a little news in the crypto space. I try to separate my crypto and stock videos, unless they're really like intertwined and something big happens that really affects the other. But usually, crypto gets affected by the stock market. It's not the other way around. So today, something big happened. We got our big news of another crypto company that was in bed with FTX declaring bankruptcy. BlockFi they're going under. They were one of these companies that essentially got bailed out by FTX behind closed doors. And this was really what a lot of people were worried about when FTX went under, because FTX was just loaning money left and right to all these different. Sam Bankman-Fried was trying to be the Jerome Powell of crypto. He was trying to bail out all these little crypto lenders that were leveraging people's crypto, that were going under, that had no money. He was trying to loan them all money so that eventually, which it would have worked out if crypto hadn't crashed so hard, or it might not have ever worked out. The guy was completely cracked out of his mind. But if crypto had made a big recovery, Sam Bankman-Fried was trying to have money loaned out to all these people that he could eventually collect on and gain interest and make all sorts of money, because he was the one that saved all these people. And this was a big worry after FTX fell, that there would be a what they call a contagion effect, that FTX was like a cancer and it just spread its cancerous loans and all this debt to all these other companies that otherwise had no money and otherwise had to take these loans to even stay afloat. And now that FTX is gone, FTX went bankrupt, so they're calling up all these companies like, hey, we want our money back. We loaned you all this money, but hey, guess what? The FTX loans were loaned, and the collateral on those loans was FTT token, which is fucking useless. It's literally thin air that only has value because FTX was propping it up because they took everyone's money and bought a bunch of it and yada yada yada. But BlockFi, ultimately, that's the big news. They have declared bankruptcy. They were bailed out by FTX, and as soon as FTX started collapsing, they started collapsing. And it's really sad because the BlockFi guy was like, yeah, we didn't know about FTX collapsing. We heard about it the same way as everyone else on Twitter, which is just like, this is so it's just so sad what's happening in crypto right now. It's really depressing. It is not a good look for these guys who wanted to be like the bankers of crypto, and it just further further evidence and not your keys, not your crypto. You give these people your crypto, and you are throwing it into the fucking trash, because they can just do whatever they want with it. This one doesn't sound nearly as bad as the FTX one, where they were knowingly taking customers' money when they were telling them that they weren't, like literally just committing fraud, taking their money, doing whatever they wanted with it, behind closed doors. So that one was way worse. This one is more so just bad because it does give credence to that theory that FTX was just a massive contagion, and BlockFi's restructuring underscores significant risks of contagion within the crypto ecosystem as potential deficiencies in how the companies manage risks, as well as potential. Oh, I didn't read that right. So it's just the next big casualty, and it is just no one knows how bad all of these companies are doing. Like Coinbase is the only one that has any sort of auditing because it is a publicly traded company on the stock exchange, so they have to. But BlockFi is the same kind of thing. They were just taking bad bets, man. I mean, you let people leverage their money, you leverage it, crypto goes down, and you're just taking fat losses over and over and over again. So this isn't the first one. Voyager, they went belly up, FTX bailed them out. Celsius, belly up, FTX bailed them out. So it's really just crazy. It's really something. A lot of these companies are just horribly run, which is just shocking, man, because there is so much money, like big institutional investment in crypto, or at least there was, that it's just shocking that people are running these companies that have like literally no idea what they're doing, or they are doing it with sinister intent, like Sam Bankman-Fried is obviously just a complete fucking fraud and piece of shit and knew what he was doing and just didn't care because he was getting away with it for so long. But then once shit collapsed, it was just like, whoops, oops, whoopsie, and now he's just hanging out in the Bahamas, fucking partying, and who knows? He should be in jail, you would think. But anyways, that's beside the point. Um, it's just shocking, and it's not good for crypto, clearly. But it's not just bad for crypto because it's like, oh, yay, another company went bankrupt. It's bad because crypto is ultimately going to be a massive thing once institutional investment comes in, and that is really the leap that crypto took over COVID, was that there was so much more institutional investment coming into the space. And I know that's again, it's kind of against the nature of crypto. Like crypto is supposed to be like the wild card that no big institution controls. But unfortunately, it's just not going to become a huge thing until big institutional investors come in, which they have over 2022. They came in, they gave money to this dickhead Sam Bankman-Fried. They gave money to the people at BlockFi. They invested, thinking, yeah, these are good companies. They make a lot of money, which they did. They were making a shit ton of money when crypto was just going straight up, 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 and everyone just kept putting money into their things. That's the thing. Once the second the faucet turns off, the liquidity faucet, these companies just they don't know what to do. They're like, well, shit, everyone's not throwing money into our company anymore. What are we gonna do? And it's just crazy. And that's exactly what happened. This is just another liquidity crunch. They halted. I believe they halted withdrawals earlier this month, and they did. And then every time this happens, they halt withdrawals for a couple days, and then they come out, they let them back on, they turn the withdrawals back on, and they go, everything's fine, nothing's wrong, we got liquidity, we got your money, if you want to withdraw, go crazy. And then boom, we're bankrupt. Whoops. It's always the way it goes. It's crazy. So that is the big red flag to watch out for. I would hope nobody has their money in one of these stupid crypto companies, but that is the big red flag. Is if withdrawals ever stop and they come out and say, oh, it was a bug, we had to halt withdrawals, or if they make up some shitty excuse, they come out and say everything's fine, everything's good, that is like red flag. Get your money out right now, because things are not good. They're lying. They say that because they have to, because they don't want to cause panic, because if everyone panic withdraws, then they do run out of their liquidity. And that is exactly what happened with BlockFi. They only have like $250 million on their balance sheet, but they have like billions and billions of dollars in people's crypto assets that they have since been margin called on, and it's just like, oh man, it's bad. It's not good. They took a big loan from Alameda. Here we go. Filing claims. Bankruptcy filing claims. Alameda defaulted on $680 million in loans. Crypto lender BlockFi was taken down by exposure to FTX and Alameda, the latter of which defaulted on $680 million of collateralized loan obligations. God, it's bad. It's bad. So they were, of course, they got destroyed by Luna, the collapse of that, Three Arrows Capital, and then the fall of FTX was really the nail in the coffin. At the time of its collapse, Three Arrows Capital was one of BlockFi's largest borrower clients and led to losses of around $80 million because that stupid hedge fund, Three Arrows Capital, defaulted. Yes, but that's nothing compared to their exposure to FTX and Alameda, despite a series of margin calls and recalls of open term loans with FTX and Alameda. The filing claims BlockFi cannot avoid being caught up in the collapse of those two. So I've said this before in videos. Crypto is straight up having a 2008 moment right now, where, but it's just like, it's way worse. It's so, because it's just greed. It's 100% greed. And it's worse because these companies don't have the Fed to bail them out. Like, the Fed has bailed out the banks. They will always do that. The banks are a necessary tool. They are literally too big to fail. They are necessary for the sake of our economy and our society. So the Fed will always step in to print money to keep them up. But crypto, it ain't there yet. It's not even close to being there yet. No one really gives a shit if these crypto companies go under, and that's absolutely true. And they're having a moment like 2008 because in 2008 all these banks were leveraging these shitty loans. They were just pumping them full of garbage, if you guys have seen The Big Short, and they were just borrowing, they were lending money out left and right, just crazy, absolutely degenerate gambling sort of bets that these banks were making back in 2008. That's exactly what crypto was doing. Like, for example, FTX, they were loaning people out money that the collateral of it was their own token that has no real value. Um, it's like mind-boggling. And then they're they had people's money basically tied into this token. So when they had to go and sell their token because people were withdrawing money out of FTX, they were just crashing the price of that token because so many people were withdrawing. And then they don't have anything because all the loans are collateralized against that token. It's just like, oh god, it's so crazy, man. These people they're just complete crooks. And the reason it sucks for crypto is because now, how long is it going to take until institutional investors come back? After all of this shit, after so many of these institutional investors have lost all their money in these companies, how long will it take for this huge wound in crypto to heal before people are not just immediately like, nope, I'm not investing in crypto because it's just a big scam. All these people are just crooks. So that's really the worry about this and the damage that's doing to crypto. If you look at the price of Bitcoin, it really didn't react too terribly to this. I think it is found a nice support at 16,000 for the time being. But you can see what crypto. I mean, Bitcoin is just like no one's buying. People have stopped selling basically, and it is just in a weird spot. But it's just, man, it sucks. It sucks, man. These companies were just so all crooks. This one's not nearly as egregious as the FTX one, but huh, it's crazy that they had to hear about the FTX collapse like everyone else. Like FTX didn't even like give them a heads up, like, hey guys, we're gonna go under, so you guys might want to get everyone's money out of our company. Um, they didn't even do that. They were just like, fuck them. They didn't even care. They didn't even care to like let the BlockFi know before it happened. They straight up found out about it the same way as everyone else. And yep, leverage means contagion because they are lending money that they don't have, and that's really the big concern here. So now it's a question of what else is Binance? Were they in bed with FTX? There's all sorts of these crypto lenders out there that are still kind of. I mean, it's gonna cause a full blown panic. Everyone's gonna take all their money out of these crypto lenders, and that's not good because they just don't have your money anymore. They gambled it away on stupid bets because they were just so certain crypto is only going to go up. Sure, it's only gone up for 13 years. Why would it ever go down? It's crazy. These people just they could not imagine a world where crypto did anything besides go up. I mean, the NFT craze of 2021 was the ultimate peak of just pure degeneracy that all these people that bought all these NFTs, they're all down like 90% now. That was like the peak of it. That is the big short moment that we are going to go back in time. They're going to make a movie about NFTs and how these people that were just throwing all this money everywhere, how they were just like, why would it go down? Why would it ever go down? It's only gone up forever, right? Why would it go down? And it turns out, oh, well, maybe because interest rates are at 0% for the entire existence of Bitcoin and it's never experienced a real recession ever. Maybe you should wait to see what Bitcoin does in a real recession before you are convinced that it will only go up forever. I know, crazy, right? Actually zooming out and just not like these people they just look at Bitcoin and they do this. They go, all right, so Bitcoin has only done this the entire time, right? It's only gone straight up. I mean, they just don't even look before the year 2010. They don't zoom out and do that. They just look at the chart and they go, wow, look at Bitcoin. It goes up a lot, right? It's just going to keep doing that, I'm sure, right? It's going to be the new dollar soon, right? And then they just don't even think about what's over here. What the like life began in the year 2010, according to all of these guys who that got big into crypto, and they didn't care to think about, hey, maybe we should look at market conditions pre 2010 and judge if crypto will survive harsh market conditions. And newsflash, it ain't. So that's really all I got to talk about today, boys. I'm not going to give you much in terms of technical analysis on Bitcoin because really, who the hell knows what's going to happen with Bitcoin? I'm of the opinion that Bitcoin will bottom when no one wants to talk about crypto anymore. It's going to bottom when everyone is just done with crypto. Everyone has just lost all their money on crypto. That will be the bottom. When everyone is fully convinced that Bitcoin and crypto and all of it is a full-blown scam, when it has no use, when no one wants to talk about it, when everyone is sick of hearing about it because they've only lost money on it, and crypto, I don't know what price that'll be at. Could be like 3,000, but that is the bottom. Mark my words. That's the bottom on crypto. And everyone is just like, I'm never buying crypto ever again. It's a big scam. That is the bottom. And that is when you will wish you bought. So keep that in mind. We are not there yet. There's still so much hope in crypto. It is a slow process, but there is a lot of hope left. And when there's this much hope, you just know you're not going to see a bottom for a while. So keep that in mind. Thanks for watching, folks. I like talking about these random like news things that come out because it's just so crazy, and it's really one of these moments in history where I think it's astonishing, and I think 10 years from now, everyone is going to look back and just be like, what were we thinking? Of course, putting our money into these companies was just the dumbest thing ever, man. And so I love talking about it when it's happening right now because I think it's very significant, and that's how history repeats itself. Is you don't talk about it. So thanks for watching again. Daily uploads here. We try to keep it going daily. Sometimes I drop the 2-for-1. You never know what you're gonna get here at S&B. But I appreciate everyone watching. My views they've been ticking up pretty nicely. So I don't know if it's bots watching. If it's real people, please drop a like and a comment. I really appreciate it. Drop a sub, hit the bell, so you don't miss a vid. But yeah, I just appreciate it. And the channel's been growing a little bit, and that's exciting. So let's see what happens, man. The sky's the limit because I know everyone hates the stock market right now, but there will be a day where people will want to get back into stocks and it will be exciting again. And I am just here to weather out the storm. And yeah, that's all I got. So thanks for watching.